Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This video will be about inking. Here we will draw some trees and I'll be using very simple pieces of equipment. This is a pen that I bought from a Miniso store. This is located near my house, so this is from the open market. This is very cheap. I purchased 5 of these in 50 rupees. And this is number 6 angled brush, and I'll be using water. And without further ado, we'll start drawing trees. We'll use simple shapes. So if in case you feel that you are not able to draw good trees, it is easy to follow, and if you want to follow along, just take up any pen. This is a non-waterproof ink, and I'll just show you in a while why I'm using specifically a non-waterproof ink. What we'll do is we'll start with a circle, right? Here we've got our tree number 1. Now the reason why I used non-waterproof ink, I'm just going to show you the reason for it. Here I have the angle brush. I have very little to almost no amount of water in it, and you'll see why I'm using it. Because this ink spreads when it comes in contact with water, and it will give me a small amount of residual ink that will help me suggest shades inside the tree. So this is a very simple shape, and only go till here, and then you increase the area. So now I have a very simple shape, 4 shapes, and when it comes in contact with the water, it starts to look like a 3-dimensional tree. Now we'll use this technique and we'll advance to a better looking tree with every step. Again, this time I will start with the ground. Here is the Y. This time I'll add some thickness to this branch and a little thickness on this branch. Then I'll try to put some dots here. Simple pieces of dots. Very simple. And on this side. Some dots on this side. And on the edges, this side. Again, I'll just put a little amount of water in the brush. Get rid of the extra amount of water if there is any. And then again, I'll start spreading this ink in these areas. In this area, I will make the shading thick. Here, thin, and thin on this side. And then a little amount of shades here. And then a few dots here. Add some thickness to the trunk of the tree, and yes, we've got another tree number 2. Now we'll progress a little further using the same technique. Ground, make the Y. This time, instead of getting closer to a perfect circle, we'll go and make some cloudy boundaries, some zigzags and some jerks, and then put some dots here, very few here, some near the branches, the sides, This side I'll go a little dark, and on the bottom I'll go a little dark. Again, wet, very little amount of water. Start with the trunk and start to spread this ink without pressing the brush too hard on the paper. Fill these areas again on this area and on this. So we've got our tree number 3 when you're beginning with it. Now when we're done with basic 3 types of trees with the single shape that we actually started with, we've added shades and then we've changed the shape a little bit and then added shades to suggest that there is volume and there are certain areas which are reflecting light and the others are actually casting shadow. These shadows are casted by the leaves, so that's why they are very minimalistic. And then we'll add some volume to the ground itself. We'll move on to the second one. Second one is going to be an ice cream. So we'll do this and this, and we're done. Finish. Again, I'll take the brush. Exploiting the non-waterproof ability of my ink, I will make some thickness here. This way, this way, this way. Now we'll progress a little further. We'll make a tree that is based on the same idea. We'll develop it a little bit more. Here, we've added some amount of thickness to the trunk of the tree, and then we make this curve. And this one will have a smaller trunk. This, then this. Now we've got 2 trees. Again, for some volume, I need to suggest that these shadows are there, and later on these dots will actually help me spread the ink in these areas where I specifically want the shadows to appear. Again, very little amount of water. I will start with the trunk, spread this water on the top of the tree. On this edge I'll be very soft, and in these areas I'll put more of the brush strokes on the right hand side, suggesting that the light is coming from the left. And this tree is causing some amount of shadow on this tree also, so a little thickness on this side, and we're done. Okay, I need to add some volume to the ground also, and now we're done. Now we'll take this one a little further. We'll put more shapes. This time we'll go simple one tree, and we'll put more shapes around it. So this one is going to be like this one. And do some hatching in the areas which are actually joining other areas, and some of the edges I'll desperately cut them and make it look like that they are crossovers of one branch over the other. Again with my angle brush, which has some amount of water, only a little bit amount of water, and then I'll just try to allow this the patches of ink to flow on the sides where I want them to be. So we've got 6 different types of trees with us. Now we'll move on to uh, another style. And this would be partly hatching. And we'll start with this one, which is going to be a straight line. It is going to be the trunk of the tree, and then we'll have some lines which have a lot of gaps in them. And these gaps are random, and obviously, connecting the dots on the right side and the top side, and then slightly again I will desperately make disconnects here and there. And yes, I've got another tree here, and on the bottom again I'll make some clusters here, and my tree drawing is done. And yes, again we'll add some volume, different areas, and the top. Let's see, and we're done. So we'll not put a lot of water here, but just to suggest that there is some shadows which are casted, and then the tree has some volume. Now we'll take this technique and make it look like a real life tree, very small amount of trunk, and then I'm not making any constructions line, so I'll be building upon the entire shape with the dots. If you see in the left, I only put 6 to 7 dots, and on the right I try to make a line. Again, this had a little higher amount of water in it, so we'll use it at our dispense. Will be very soft here. In some areas we'll leave some gaps so that they can suggest that they are the highlights, and we can, by using the same technique, we can make trees that are taller. We'll not worry about that we've not went from one angle to the other directly. We'll not worry about that. We can start from any angle, and again put some dots on the left hand side to suggest that the light is coming from the left, and here some jaggedy lines, because the area where this tree sits is not cemented floor. It's a lot of amount of water right now, so I'll just simply get rid of some of the water. And on this side again I'll be like this, and yes, so using the same technique, I've got 3 type of trees. I can actually go and make a tree which is actually a wider tree, and I can also go and build up a tree which has more thickets, small thickets of various proportions. See how many different style of trees I have here. There is another one, and all these are also done in without waterproofing. So thank you for joining in this short tutorial. I'll be coming up with more art related videos. If you want to know anything specific about the kind of art I do, you can write to me in the comments. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please like the video, comment and share. In the next video, goodbye.